Living in Accra on just 3,000 Ghana cedis a month, most people are going to tell you that it's impossible, but they are wrong. Today, we're going to be breaking down exactly how you can stretch every city and still live very well in 2025. Now, in the next few minutes, we're going to break down the real numbers, and I'm talking about for rent, food, transportation, utilities, and of course, the lifestyle plus the hidden costs that most people actually forget about. So, whether you are a young professional, you are a student, or you are even a family person, you are going to leave this video knowing exactly how to survive and perhaps even enjoy your life here in Accra without you overspending. Before we jump into the numbers, here's the golden rule. In Accra, 50% of your comfort comes from where you choose to live. I'm talking about your rent. So your rent can eat half of your budget if you are not careful. But with 3,000 Ghana cedis, the goal is to keep housing under 1,000 Ghana cedis per month. That's about a third of your budget. Let's start with the biggest expense, which I have said early on, your rent. In Accra, your rent can vary widely, and that's depending on the areas that you choose. So here's what you can expect in 2025. And I'm going to group this into different categories. So category one is a shared apartment, which is between 400 Ghana cedis to 800 Ghana cedis a month. And this is mostly found in places like Adenta, Madina, Kasua. I'm talking about the outskirts actually, Pokwasi. Usually, one to two other tenants get to share the kitchen, the bedroom with you, and all those things that come with it. Now, what are the pros of such places? They are cheaper compared to the city, but the negative side is that they are less privacy, sometimes unreliable, utilities to go by. Category 2 will be the single room self-contained, which is about 700 Ghana cedis to 1,200 Ghana cedis a month. And these places are usually common in Dansoman, Dome, Ashalebotwe. Most of these places, include the private bath and the kitchen, and they are usually good for singles or couples that are just starting out life from the beginning. Category 3 is a one-bedroom apartment, which is 1,000 Ghana cedis to 1,800 Ghana cedis a month, and you can find it in places like Spintex, also outskirts, East Legon Hills, and places like that. Now, these places are best for those who want privacy without luxury. If your goal is comfort on 3,000 Ghana cedis a month, then I would advise that you aim for the shared apartment or the self-contained range. Now, this keeps your housing between 800 Ghana cedis to 1,000 Ghana cedis, leaving, enough room for every other thing that you will need to do. Food is the second biggest expense that you are going to, make in Accra, and your choices here will determine whether you stay within your budget or not. Now, the difference between shopping at the local market and supermarket can easily be over 500 Ghana cedis a month. So you have two options. The first option is you going to the local market, and you're going to be spending between 600 to 800 Ghana cedis a month. Here you can buy things at Makola Market, Madina, Abublishe. You get the best value for your grains, your vegetables, and all of those things like that. Now the prices could go for 5 tubers of yam, 40 cedis, your bag of rice, 1 kg, 75 cedis, your small bucket of tomato, 45 cedis, your tilapia, you could get one at 25 cedis. And if you're going for cooking oil, you could get 1 liter for 35 cedis. Now, the second option is you going to the supermarket, and we're looking at 1,200 to 1,500 Ghana cedis a month. It's convenient, but it's more expensive, especially for the imported goods, which can be your pasta, your cheese, your snacks, and all of those, which can, like I said, double your bill. So if you want to stay under 3,000 Ghana cedis, keep supermarket trips for the non-perishable or the special treats where you get to spend about 200 cedis a month. Utilities in Accra can shock you, especially your electricity. Prepaid meters make you more aware of usage, but they also make it easier to overspend without even noticing it. Now, your electricity in a month can go for about 200 to 350 Ghana cedis a month. Your air condition, your fan, the usage can spike up. Your prepaid units run out faster if you are living in older buildings. Now, solar and your LED bulbs, they can actually help you save about 15% to 20% of your expenses. Let's look at water. We are looking at 60 cities to 120 cities every month. If you have access to borehole, this means that you are going to spend less. Tanker deliveries in water shortage areas can go for about 150 cities to 250 cities per trip. What about your internet? We're looking at 200 to 400 Ghana cedis, monthly. Vodafone and MTN do have their home broadband. Now, your data bundles can get expensive if you're someone who gets to stream a lot online. What about waste collection? We're looking at 30 cities to 50 cities monthly, and this is usually paid to the local waste companies that do organize this waste collection, you know, companies. So, how do you fix your utilities? If you combine all utilities, you should aim to keep them at a total price under 700 Ghana cedis, because when you calculate it, this will be about 23% of your 3,000 Ghana cedis budget in month. Transport in Accra can be a silent budget killer, especially if you walk far from where you live. We see fuel prices and ride hailing surges, which make it tricky to predict monthly cost. But then again, there are options that you can avail yourself to. Option one could be Trotro, which you can spend about 150 Ghana cedis or 300 cedis a month. It is the cheapest method, it's slower, and I would say less comfortable. Now, we can see their route from Medina to Seko, where you can be spending about 8 cedis per trip. Now, the second option will be the ride-hailing apps like your Uber, your Bolt, and all of that. This is around 800 to 1,200 Ghana cedis a month. They are convenient, but very costly if they are being used daily, especially the pricing surge, which is during the rush hour, where you can see a trip for about 15 cities to 25 cities. Now, the third option is your personal car, and this is going to cost you about 1,000 to 1,400 Ghana cedis every month because of your fuel and your maintenance, your parking fees. It's actually good for flexibility, but it does have a high upfront cost. If you want to keep your transportation under 10% of your budget, then you will need to aim for about 300 Ghana cedis. What this means is that you are going to have to use Trotro for your daily movement and use your ride hailing only when necessary. But here's the truth, even if you master rent, you master your food, you master your bills, there's always one surprise cost that can wreck your entire budget. Now, in the next few minutes, we're going to review the hidden expenses that most Accra residents never ever plan for until it's too late. I'm hoping that by now you've seen how rent, utilities, food, and transport can fit into your 3,000 Ghana cedis, okay? But here's the truth, surviving on a budget can be easy. What about living comfortably? And that's the real challenge. Most people cut costs until they feel deprived. But comfort in Accra, it comes from strategic spending, and this is knowing exactly which expenses buy you the biggest daily boost, okay, in your pursuit for happiness. So, in my opinion, there are three comfort multipliers that you can apply, and that would be number one, your location convenience. Now, in this location convenience, 200 Ghana cedis extra in your rent can actually save you 300 Ghana cedis in your transportation. So this is exactly what I mean. If you live closer to your work, school, or even the main market, you can save not just money, but save time, which is priceless in Accra traffic. You understand what I'm saying, right? So this, instead of you going for a cheaper place and spend more on traffic, then you can pay more for for your accommodation, so that you spend less for your transportation because of traffic. Now, another thing is reliable utilities. Now, you get to spend a bit more upfront and save later. So what I mean is that you can buy 100 cities to 150 cities rechargeable fan or backup light, which means that you will not need to spend more, you get it, by buying generators or getting the ice purchases for when it's light out. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so get you a rechargeable light or something that will not make you have to go and buy generator, that will make you go and buy fuel and all of that. You understand what I'm saying? Third thing that I can talk about is the food strategy. And in this food strategy, you are going to cut out your eating cost by half. Now, this is not you actually giving it all. You are also going to limit your restaurants to twice a week and possibly find 2 to 3 affordable, clean local food spots that you can actually enjoy. Comfort is not about spending more, rather it's about spending smarter. A 300 a 3,000 Ghana cedis budget can feel like 5,000 Ghana cedis budget. That is if you focus on these three comfort multipliers that I have, talked about. But before we go, there is one hidden monthly cost almost every newcomer to Accra ignores. And this hidden cost, truth be told, it can drain you, to about 300, 500 Ghana cedis from your budget. And the funny part of the thing is that you do not even notice it. So, what is it that I am actually talking about? I'm talking about the social obligations. And these social obligations can be your weddings that you have to attend, funerals, church programs, even birthday parties. Each of these, obligations, they come with transportation costs, they come with clothing costs, they come with the gift cost. So if you don't plan for it, you are most likely going to be derailed from your comfort budget. So what is the advice that I can give to you? Keep a 200 to 300 Ghana cedis as a social buffer in your budget every month. Okay? Now, guys, so here's your 3,000 Ghana cedis comfort blueprint for living in Accra. So let's have a recap of basically everything that I talked about. We're looking at 1,000 Ghana cedis for rent, 350 Ghana cedis for your utilities, 900 Ghana cedis for food, 300 for transportation, 150 to 300 for lifestyle, and your comfort multipliers. We're looking at 200 to 300 Ghana cedis as your social buffer. With this plan, you are not just going to be living, but you are going to be living well in Accra, guys, with your 3,000 Ghana cedis, budget. So now that you know how to live comfortably on 3,000 Ghana cedis, you will need to see the hidden fees that landlords actually never tell you about. So you can go watch this video over here where I dropped about the hidden costs that landlords never get to tell you about. And please do watch it before you sign any lease to move into any house here in Accra. And guys, thank you for watching today's video. I'd love to hear what you think about living on a 3,000 Ghana cedis budget in Accra. Is it easy? Is it feasible? If you are on it, tell us how you go about it. And thank you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.